And we are live, guys. How's it going, Bobby? What's going on? We got, of course, Bobby Legs here. You guys know Bobby.
Guys.
And then got the big rest here, Lexter Dexter, Lucia
Yeah.
Bruda, Bruce Design Atelier in here. What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining in. What you wearing tonight, Bobby?
Well, I am wearing my. Oh, let me get that. Been wearing this watch a lot lately, and that's the Gino Series 40 Classique
Okay,
chronograph. I feel like I'm tired of showing it because I'm sure everybody's seen it. I've been doing quite a few live streams lately, and it's what I've been wearing. You know what I mean? I just love the watch. What about you, Chris? What are you
nice.
wearing tonight?
I'm actually wearing that Seamaster, the one that actually selling this, guys. If anybody's interested, by the way, you guys know how to get a hold of me in my email, my about info. But yeah, I'm wearing that Seamaster. And we got James Great Gambino,
Hey,
Cameron
James
Dean's
did a
in
great job.
here.
James did a great job with you
Rick on
yesterday.
watches. Yeah, he did. He did. He's like he said, he's a natural at the live streams. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. But actually, Cameron Dean's got a question for you. He said, if you don't mind, Bobby, how much did you pay to get another Sarbo 33? Was it new?
Well,
It was used, wasn't it?
it was used. Look, I mean, I don't want to discuss price without the permission of the other person. Because that person is also
Yeah.
active in the enthusiast community and might be even on tonight. But it was a fair price. And I'm very happy to add that back in my collection. I know that's not the answer you want to hear, Cameron, but it was a fair price for sure.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I had the 035 a while back, the white dial version. It's pretty good watches, especially for what
Yeah,
they are.
that's I was gonna pick up the 035, and then this opportunity presented itself for the 033.
Uh-huh.
But if I didn't have that opportunity, I was gonna pick up the 035 because you can get it on Amazon for like under 400. And I think that watch is really I mean, I could see that watch with like a blue strap, blue leather pebbled strap. You know what I mean? Like a dark
Mm-hmm.
blue strap, and with that off white, and it would look so good. Um, but now
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hold off for a little while because I just picked up a G-Shock, a Gravity Master. So, so
Nice, nice. Yeah, what we're tonight's topic is we're talking about consolidating to a whole, getting rid of everything, pretty much starting from scratch. Would you do it? Have you done it before, or have you thought about doing it? Of course, I'm in the process of doing that. Pretty much the only two I'm going to be left with. Of course, like I said, I'm selling my Seamaster, but I'm going to be left with the Orange Monster
yeah,
and then the G Shock Square, because I wear this thing everywhere. This thing gets beat to all you know what everywhere everywhere. So I'm definitely not afraid to wear that one. But and then of course I have the Squally on the way again, and man, to get back into my collection again, which is it's meant. I mean, I had made a deal with the Zen. I saw, as you know, the Zen 104 is gone. I know a
right.
lot of people are surprised about that, but
I was.
the way I look
Yeah.
at it was like the Zen 104 and the Omega, they're not really rare watches. So if I do
Mhm.
sell them and get rid of them, which the Zen is already gone, but if I get rid of all of them, it's not like it won't be hard to find another one again in the future
True.
if I
Yeah.
miss them that much. And I've kind of wanted to consolidate down to maybe about like three main pieces, and then maybe like a couple here or there outside that. What do you think about that?
Oh, of what you're doing? Yeah. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think um, look, I mean, there's points in my collecting history where I have expanded and contracted. I've had the urge of collecting or having a lot of watches, and then thinking, thanks, Cameron, and thinking that I should, consolidate and just maybe keep it to like three or four watches. I get it. I get what you're doing, and I think it's a good idea. I hope that for my sake, when I do that, right, when I get into those patterns of, especially when I'm contracting, is that I'm hoping that
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting closer to what I really, really want, what makes me happy. I have to go through expansion a little bit to explore and try different things, and then contract to solidify what I like. So hopefully I keep on doing that back and forth. Yeah, Rick. I mean,
Yeah, he's
he's making a big
35 to
move.
25. Hey, that's quite a bit of watches.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll be good. And the key, I think, when you're doing that is versatility. You want to get a really versatile watch, just like
Hmm.
with the Squally. Like I know a lot of people bash it, but it's a great watch for the price. For under $1,000, you get at a movement, and it looks great on everything. So I may
It
end up
makes you
keeping that in the
happy,
collection. Yeah, I
you know.
may end up keeping that in the collection again. I mean, they've come and gone a couple times already, but like I said, it looks great on every kind of strap and anything you wear it with whatever pretty much. So I think the key to like a minimal collection is you have to make sure like all your pieces are kind of versatile. I feel like when you think that would be like part of the key to like a three
Oh
piece, four
yeah,
piece collection.
absolutely. Because it's even more important with a smaller collection, right? Because you want to be able to have those one, two, three, or four watches meet every kind of mood you're in, or occasion that you may attend, or whatnot. I mean, you know, I expand because I think I have all these scenarios where I need to watch it, and I contract when I realize, well, that's
Mm-hmm.
silly. I have a couple of watches that are very, very versatile, and that's key. I mean, if you're going to go three, that's why like you always see, and there's some validity to it when people do on YouTube the perfect three watch collection, right? Because you
Mm-hmm.
kind of hit a lot of the main genres when you do that. You get your dress, maybe your everyday and your sports, and that's usually what all you need. I mean, at least all I need. I mean, I don't even need a dress because I don't even go
Mm-hmm.
and go anywhere anymore. Um, but um, but versatility is very, very key, and you would be very versatile with a small collection, I think.
Oh yeah. Definitely, and I'd like to get some lines. Of course, I don't have the tiers like where Bruce Williams is. Like I'm sure you've seen history. He has the Hulk, he has the VC Overseas, and I think
Yeah,
the Speedy, which I think
yeah, he
is
has the
really great,
Speedmaster.
really versatile collection. Of course, I mean
Yeah.
I could probably get the Speedy. I've actually been looking at getting the Speedy reduced model actually lately. Is
Hmm.
I've kind of been eyeing that one, which I know will be a really versatile piece. And then, like I said, I think for right now, I eventually want to get a Blancpain, of course, as my
Hmm.
diver. Either that or the Glasuta are the two for the higher end.
Oh,
The CQ is
the
really
CQ,
drawn
yeah, yeah, yeah,
caught my eye. Yeah, I'd like to get my hands on one first. I had experience with the Blancpain, so I know how it wears, but I don't know how
sure.
the CQ is. But for right now, I was thinking maybe like a tool diver watch, something that I would actually wear, like either a Doxa or a Zen U50. Like I feel like the U50
Mhm.
would be really versatile. And of course, at first I'll probably baby it honeymoon
Right.
period, but after a while, it'd be like I wouldn't have to worry about wearing it. You know what I mean? Like I could probably even wear it to work and everything like that, and not really have to worry about it too much.
Yeah, I mean, plus, I
So
mean,
that's what I was thinking about the Zen.
if it's if you got the tegmented, you know what I mean, like that should give you a little
Mm,
more sense of security in regards to guarding against some scratches and whatnot. I mean, eventually you could scratch it, but it's a little bit tougher with that hardened technology. I mean, I'm a big Zen fan,
mm,
so like my vote between, if I mean, and Doxa is great too. But between the two, I would
mm.
go Zen because I'm a fanboy. So that's,
And I feel like the Zen would probably be a little more versatile, I think, than the Doxa too. So,
yeah, yeah, I think so. I would agree with that. And I mean, both watches. If you're not an enthusiast, you may not notice. Um,
mm,
but if you are enthusiast, you'll notice both of them. But I don't know if the Zen appeals. I mean, both watches appeal to me. Don't get me wrong, but the Zen really, really appeals to me, and I think it's kind of like a very unique. You know,
mm.
and
Now,
plus you get all
if you
that
had to
tech.
go, yeah, if you had to pick three, any like a perfect three piece collection and consolidate down to that, what would you choose?
Oh, that's
And guys,
yeah,
chime in the comments too. By the way, guys, whatever you guys would choose too for a perfect three piece collection.
yeah. That's like I think about that almost on a daily basis, right? I mean, I think out of all my watches, the only one that I would consider to be in a three-piece collection if I, had to nail it down to that, my Tudor Black
Mhm.
Bay 58, the original, I love that watch so much. I don't know, I would never get rid of that watch. And Rick is right. I mean, I could never go to three either. Rick just chimed in though on the comments. Yeah, I can never go to three either. But if I had guns ahead, and sorry to use that metaphor, but if I had to choose, I would keep the Black Bay 58. And then I mean, I love H Moser. I mean, I could
Mhm.
I could do um, a Venturer or an Endeavor. The the perpetual calendar H Moser, which is in the 20s, $20,000, $30,000 watch.
Yeah.
If I could go for that, but I mean, I don't have that kind of cash. But I mean, if I had to go three piece, I mean, if you tell me three piece for like under 10 grand, then maybe that's more realistic for me.
Mhm.
But I start to wonder, and then like I would so I have my diver, I have my sports, and then every day, um, I don't know, man. I mean, I there's something about the Rolex Explorer that appeals to me. And I would
Mhm.
stick with like a 36 millimeter. That I think would be a
Okay.
great everyday. But I mean, this may change tomorrow. What about you, Chris?
Yeah. Honestly, no, money were no object. The three that I would go with would probably be, of course, like the VC overseas. And
Hmm.
I was thinking maybe probably Note 8, just for like an everyday kind of wear piece.
Yeah.
Probably a sub Note 8. And then I was
Yeah.
thinking maybe for like a dressy, casual kind of piece, maybe possibly a Reverso
Oh yeah.
GLC.
I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. Classic,
If money
classic.
was no object.
Right, right. Well,
So,
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, I know there's no chronographs in there, but
yeah, but I mean, like, chronographs. I mean, like, is not for us. I mean, I have one. It's not necessarily it's a nice to have.
mhm,
I would also consider looking into FP Journe. You know, some of
mhm,
some of some of FP Journe's watches are just bananas, and I love that.
mm,
I love a good manual hand wind watch. No rotor. I just like looking at gorgeously um, done case backs. The back of the watch, I know you don't wear your watch backwards, but the back of a watch in that scenario
mhm,
is just as important to me as the front of the watch because I could get lost in a case back, for hours. I've had that opportunity, and it's just it's really equally appealing. So like something like a FP Journe or H Moser would really talk
yeah,
to me. You know.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm like I said, I feel like in a three-piece collection, like versatility would be key.
Yeah.
Like, and Rick, of course, Rick, he's who I had on the other night. He's got a killer collection. Rick's saying he never even uses his chrono function on his VC. He's got
Yeah. I
the
mean,
VC overseas, the Corona.
yeah. I when I had my El Primero, I actually would use it when my wife drives. Because she gets nauseous if she doesn't drive. So I'm usually on
Mhm.
the passenger seat. So like I would play a game with her, and we'd always like I'd check to see how fast she was going using the tachometer, and that
Yeah,
was that was a lot of fun. That's the only time. I mean, the on the Guino, I mean, I probably never you know. Other
yeah,
than to fidget around and play with it, but it's just nice to have, and I just love the movement in it, and so but it's not a necessity in a three-piece collection for me, the Chrono.
mhm. Definitely, definitely. I feel like if you get like a dress casual, like the Reverso, you can kind of dress it down as well. You can wear it with like a polo shirt, whatever. You don't have to like dress up all the time. So you can wear it in other circumstances as well.
Well, so
So
let's let's drill this down a little bit further. And I know that's been done ad nauseum, but let's talk about some like a three-piece collection under 10 grand, something that's probably more realistic for me.
okay,
And I'm thinking for you too. I mean, that's just a guess. I mean, I don't
yeah,
know. I don't want to assume.
definitely.
But so like I would keep then my Black Bay, which is a new $3,700 watch, and so that leaves me with around 6,300. And so the options, I mean, that's still to get two watches for 6,800. There's still quite a bit of bit of uh, bit of watch there that you can get. You know,
Mhm.
so I have my diver, and every day, I would everyday tool watch. I definitely would go Zen. I really do like my 856 UTC. Um, and Oris, yeah, I mean, Rick, I don't know. Oris doesn't really talk to me
Horse makes
much.
a
You know what I mean?
lot of bucks.
I mean,
I like the new Roberto Clemente horse
yeah, that's a good looking watch
just
actually.
came out.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. Oris doesn't really do it for me. I mean, I appreciate the history of the brand and what it's meant
Mm,
for watchmaking, but it just doesn't do much for me. I don't know, but maybe that could change. That could change tomorrow. But
mm,
I would stick with my Zin 856 UTC, which is new. It's like around 2,300. So that gives me 3723. So that leaves me about 4 grand left to do I could get a really good looking dress watch. Maybe I would look
mm.
Grand Seiko, you know, um,
Okay.
for something dressy. What about you? What do you think about that,
Um,
Chris?
the one I'm kind of leaning towards now, like I said, actually buying probably this year or within the next year of the three. I'm thinking about, of course, my mind always changes almost every other day, but probably the Zen U50 more likely, which
Hmm.
is what, two grand, 2,400 somewhere around there,
Yeah, let's call it around 23, 2,400. Yeah.
I think. And then probably after that, I would do the Grand Seiko for kind of like a dress casual. I sent you the picture. I
Hmm.
can't remember. It's the SPG. I can't remember the name of it, but it's Adam from 1010 Talk actually has one. He's
Hmm.
got one. If you guys are familiar with him in the chats, and actually I really like that one. It's a quartz, and I think they're about 3,000 brand new. If I
Yeah.
got it used from like Watchbox or somewhere like that, I'd probably pick it up for around 2,500 or ish thereabouts maybe. But I wouldn't mind paying the 3 grand new. So you're talking, that's what, 5,500 right there.
Yeah.
And then for the final piece, I'm not really sure what else I would pick after that for the third piece. I was thinking maybe like a used Breitling Chrono, because you could
Hmm.
pick one of those up for what, around four or so, like the older ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that would probably be like a decent three-piece collection there. That or either a Speedy Reduced. Because with
Yeah.
the Grand Seiko, you can have, which I know we talked, you don't really need chronos, but kind of for like under 10 grand.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of
I
thinking on the fly right now, but
I think honorable mention and actually these the watches I'll name could be easily go into there is Dornbluth and Zon they have a 40 millimeter. I forget the model number. I don't know if it's a 99.1, but in a 40 millimeter. That's a that's a gorgeous watch. Union Glazut is another German
mm,
brand that I like, and they have an 1893 line they have a calendar with a moon phase that is absolutely gorgeous, and you can get that easily
mm,
for under four. So there is so many options, but no three-piece collection, no matter what price. I think
mm,
can cannot not have my Black Bay 50. I just love that watch, and that always
mm.
will be there in the conversation
And
with me.
that's a great watch. Rick is asking if anybody's ever owned the Longines, the Big Eye Aviation. I've seen that. That's a good looking
Yeah,
watch, but I've never had any experience with it, unfortunately.
Nilo
And
saying, are you guys
then,
including beater watches? Well, you know, I would consider if in a three-piece collection like that, like I mean, I have my G-Shock, my DW
mhm,
5600. You know what I mean? That's my everyday beater. And so, do we count that? It is a watch, I guess technically, but I mean,
yeah.
it's the fourth watch in the three watch collection for me.
And which Brandon Robb always says, you can't really count the G Shocks, right?
Yeah, we
So
do
that's
look
kind of
like two.
a different rule. Yeah, we
We,
do look
we
like
do
two
look like
gamers.
gamers. That's great.
Dude, I mean, this is a gaining share actually. Uh, Orange Head said he's been looking at it forever. He loves the dial the move it just a little thick. And then let's see, Lexter Dexter saying Grand Seiko Quartz stainless steel watch SPG. I think that might be the one I sent you the picture of.
Yeah, I think you're right.
SPG X2. I'm not, I don't remember references offhand unless I'm actually like looking at the page. And of course, like you already said, including beater watches, and I feel like the Zen U1 or the U50, excuse me, would be even a beater watch in that collection. Like I feel like it would be because
Yeah.
like with that fully tetraminted, you don't have to really worry about it.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice beater watch.
So, yeah, right. And then he's like 1800. Let's see, Craig G's saying that G-Shocks don't count. He's going with the random route theory.
Yeah,
I
random
guess we
Rob
can
roll.
call it that, the random route theory.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Bruce is saying you can't beat a column wheel
That's true.
chronograph for 1800. And then James has got the video against the
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
He's a big gamer too, guys. If you guys are into video games, he's got a lot of great virtual reality, like Oculus content.
Yeah, I like James' channel a lot.
So, and then Lexter Dexter's 37. No, he does really good editing too. Stuff when it comes to editing and everything,
Yeah,
taking
absolutely.
great shots. And Design Atelier is saying that G-Shocks count.
Well, you know what? I think
Let's see.
the whole like belief or thought that G-Shocks don't count is not to dismiss the G-Shock. I mean, at least I don't. You know, when I count watches in my
Mhm.
collection, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
count the G-Shocks, but
I mean,
I'm not.
this
It's no
this
disrespect to
this the most
G-Shock.
wear out on most of my watches.
It's kind of hard to explain. It's not like
I mean that.
like I said, it's not a disrespect to G-Shock. It's just it's kind of like I don't know. I mean, they're there, they're solid, they're dependable, and maybe it's because you know that they're not mechanical, or maybe that's why it's easy for me to compartmentalize that as not being a part of the collection. But they are part of the collection. It's just a different
Mm-hmm.
collection. I don't know if that makes any sense.
And then even those KX doesn't count. And then Design Ateliers say if they're collectible, it should count.
Sure.
Which there
Okay.
are a
Yeah.
lot of people that do collect
Yeah.
just G-Shocks, and I get that. And then Lexter Dexter say he sold the Zen 104 because it wears small. The Zen U1 on the bracelet is a keeper, and I can see why it's a keeper because I mean that's one I miss is my U1. I keep trying to get Bug Sean all the time. I sold it to sell it back to me, but he's not budging. And Lexter Dexter saying that the G-Shocks rock. And then
Yeah.
Rob is saying
They
it's
do.
not to dismiss them. It's assuming we all have them.
Yeah, and I
And
think
pretty much almost
that
any collection, I think, has them.
yeah, and you know, and if you look at designs like other comment, we're threading snobbery if we separate G-Shock, but it's not. Uh,
Mhm,
it's not. I'm not coming from like a snobby place with that. I mean,
mhm,
I love my G-Shocks. I will never. I have a Tron. I'll never get rid of it. I want a titanium so bad. I have this G-Shocks for that DW5600. That if it dies tomorrow, I'm buying another one. It's always going to be in my collection. So it's just
mhm,
I don't have the words tonight, this evening. I've been you know the boy woke me up. My son woke me up a couple times last night, so I'm a little sleep deprived. But it's I don't come from a bad place or snobby place. I think some of you guys might probably understand what I'm trying to say.
mhm. No, yeah, I mean, it's just excuse too to also have more watches in the collection
Yeah, basically.
as well. We're not like not coming from like a snobby, but it's just an excuse to kind of have more in the collection, I guess.
Yeah,
A
yeah, I
loophole, I
guess so.
guess you can say.
Yeah, it is a loophole. You're
And
right.
then Seiko Turtles for the fitness center. And then Rick is saying it's not snobby, it's just not the same. I also too. I want that new Camo Blue, that titanium one that Rob has.
I
I
know
just don't
that's
know about paying that kind of money for it though. Like I really want to get it, but I just
the problem is with that the titanium for me, right? At the price range that it is, and there's so many great watches that I also want to get that are in that price range.
mm,
You know what I mean?
I mean,
So
go
so
ahead,
it's
sorry.
tough for me. So it's tough for me to pull the trigger on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it has nothing to do that it's a G-Shock. No, I love it. I would pay that money for it, but there are so many other watches there that it's just I'm like
yeah.
I guess I'm like paralysis of analysis here. You know what I mean? Like I just don't know what to
Mhm.
do.
Like Rick was missing that long jeans earlier. Like you pay a couple hundred more, you can get a legend heritage diver. I mean, gray market, but I wouldn't have a problem buying one gray market because they got what the Edda movement right
Yeah, yeah,
for like $1,600, and you got the Swiss diver in there. And that's just not being snobby. That's just being, me, my personal, what I would buy with that kind of
yeah,
money.
yeah. Absolutely, I get you.
And then design until it's saying fair enough. So he gets our point. So we're not being snobby, just kind of a loophole in our reasoning for having
Yeah,
more watches than three.
right, right. Congratulations, Nilo,
He just got his
5280. Yeah.
nice Neela. Yeah, I think I
Which
sold. I think I think I sold you one of those, didn't I, Neela? Which one did I sell you? I sold a bunch of them a couple weeks ago. I sold the Casio and then the limited one, the camo one I had.
yeah.
So, but yeah, onto the three-piece collection though. Like I said, if I feel like those the two that we came up with would be decent for under 10 grand. And I feel like under 10 grand is uh, what most people's budgets are probably going for as well. And that's probably also over time as well. Like you
Yeah.
save, you
Oh
buy a
yeah.
piece, and then you save a little bit, and you buy a piece. It's just not, and like the other collection was just like if I had unlimited funds, with a Rolex and
Right.
the JLC and everything,
Right.
which may
For sure.
eventually, at some point down, way later down the road, that may be my three-piece collection. Not right now, of course, but someday maybe we we vote, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, we're working up on it. I mean, like you're a young guy, Chris. So like,
Mm-hmm.
you're working, you have your certain taste now, and then you'll use those watches to
Mm-hmm.
trade up, and we'll just continue keep on going up. That's how it kind of works. Um, Crap, I don't need to get a G-Shock edition. They're fun. They're super
Rick, go
fun,
for it.
man. They're
Not that we're
super fun.
enablers or anything, but you need to try them out, Rick. They're fun watches. You like the Apple Watch, Rick? I think you really like the like something like I got here with it's got the Bluetooth connectivity and all that, and if you're pretty active and all that, and you wear it, you don't have to worry about it too much.
Yeah, they're just, they remind me of G-Shock just reminds me of growing up in the 80s.
Mm.
Just the
G-Shock,
word
it tells
reminds
you
me.
my age.
Yeah,
G-Shock tells you my age. I'm as old as G-Shock is. That's one of the reasons why I got this.
that's
It
right.
was
There you
the
go.
at the time it was the 35th anniversary edition for these.
Yeah,
So,
that's funny.
and then Lexer Dexter's telling you, saying the MRG 1000D mid size is beautiful. I do like that one. And then Rick is saying,
Oh, thank you.
thanks. And then
So this is a
Design
really,
Atelier is asking us how.
this is a
That's a
good
good
question.
question.
Yeah, I mean, like the way I'll start it off first. The way
Go ahead.
so I pay my mortgage. I pay my go invest my money 401k, IRA, kids college, all that kind of stuff, and then eventually whatever it trickles down goes into a little fund that I have for watches, and it's not much, and but it builds up. Some months are more than others.
Mhm.
And so I don't have a set rule, although setting a set rule would be great, like 5%. That would make so much sense to me. But with two kids, things happen, and it's
Mhm.
unpredictable. So whatever trickles down at the end of the month, I put away, and it could be like $20, a month. It could be more than that, but that's how it happens. That's how it works for me. What do you do, Chris? You do anything
Uh,
anything
I'm I'm
specific?
I'm kind of similar to your way of thinking on how I save, but with work, I get my 401k. I work for Lowe's, so I get my 401k taken
Hmm.
out each check, so
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I get that taken out, so I don't have to worry about that too much. So I don't have kids, so I don't have the extra expense. I pretty much just save. I mean, pretty much just after rent
hmm,
and everything else, and of course, got a girlfriend now, so that kind of takes away from some funds
yeah,
because he's not cheap. But after everything, I just kind of save, and then usually what I do too, like right now, I kind of like flip pieces as well. Like I don't make money back all the time, but I do flip some of my
yeah,
pieces to try
yeah,
to get a little more capital towards the next watch. Like I
yep,
said, like once I sell the Omega, I'll probably get the Zen U50, even though it's like a lot not as expensive watch, but
hmm,
I'll get that, and then I'll start saving for probably the Grand Seiko after that. More than likely, is usually what I do.
yeah,
Because I mean, I don't have too many. I'm lucky right now. I don't have too many expenses other than, of course, rent, utilities, and car insurance. Because my car is paid for, so I don't have to worry about my car. Knock on wood.
yeah.
So
That's great when the
I got
car's
a
paid off.
little bit more of a budget than some people do.
Yeah.
So, and that varies from person to person too.
Hmm.
I mean, it depends on how much they make for work. Depends on how many kids, whether they have kids or not, whether they have things. It all varies person to person. And then Lexer Dexter saying G-Shock download the module PDF before you buy, step-by-step operation of the watch. Design Atelier is saying he feels us. He's got two kids as well. He sets aside about $60 a month for myself after paying the rest.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Okay.
that's roughly. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's how we do, right? We have people. I mean, fathers with two kids and families. That's what Chris one day will have to do that too. And that's what we
Yeah.
do.
He's asking what Omega I have. Is the Seamaster. It's the non-wave dial. And like I said, it is for sale, guys. It's the older discontinued model. You guys can email me if you're interested. But yeah, that's basically how I do it. Like I said, I kind of flip pieces, and the three-piece thing. I know, like I said, I always change. Me, I change my mind
Hmm.
left and right all the time on what I want to do. And of course, with the YouTube channel, I'll probably buy. It's kind of like what you do. Probably buy pieces in for review and then flip
Yeah,
them, whatever. So you can't really
yeah,
count those. It's just kind of experience them for a little bit and then flip them.
yeah.
Most of the time for a loss. But and then Nilo was asking, you had the best luck of selling watch. Really, I've had the best luck on watch you seek. What about you, Bobby?
Yeah, I haven't had enough posts and watch you seek yet to be able to sell watches. I've had best luck, like via random Rob. To be honest, his Sunday Funday sales.
Mm, I've sold it through him too.
Yeah,
And then Lexter Dexter said, it's not what you earn, it's what you save. I guess true enough. Just so long as you don't go broke or don't miss bills or anything like that, just because of the hobby.
yeah,
Just don't do anything crazy like that. Just make sure everything's paid for and everything first. And
yeah.
then that 60
Same here.
though goes to some other stuff besides watches. Yeah,
Yeah, same
definitely.
here. I mean,
Definitely. Junior Johnson chiming in. How's it going, Junior?
you know, um, going back to what you had
Now is
mentioned
that
before,
what's up?
Bob, Chris, about the about bringing in watches for the channel that we don't really count in the culture. And I think the one of the
Mm,
that's a good topic for people who create content because the to buy a watch and bring it in, that can add up, right? If you keep on constantly do
mm,
that. So it's great to be involved with other people in the community to lend each other's watches, like how we've done with each other. But
Yeah.
the positive about that is that I see so many watches, whether it be through tour watches or lending between me, you, and James, or whatever, um, that it kind of like satiates my craving for other watches,
Mhm.
or adding watches to my collection. So there is a positive effect to
Yeah.
buying watches for the channel, you know.
And also, like you were talking about, getting watches in other, either from companies or, like
Hmm.
I work with ECJ Lux and stuff. Even though
Yeah,
I don't own it, I get to experience it, and you
yeah.
kind of, it's almost like unboxing a new watch. Like almost you get a
Hmm.
new watch like every week or whatever, kind of, which kind of that kind of impedes the buying a little bit too. Like that
It
kind of,
does.
because I know I'm the type I like having new stuff coming in, which is cool. Cool to see all kind of different stuff. So
Yeah,
that's one thing, and then with seeing all kind of different watches, it's kind of helped build my taste, I guess. Like I kind of know my
yes.
taste a little more, what I like and what I dislike. The more watches that I see.
Agreed. I mean, well said. I mean, you summed it all. That's one of the when I created my channel about a year ago, I had no idea what I was gonna, I had no idea what was in for me. I just wanted to share what my collection was like, and
Mm,
then I meet guys like you and other people, and then we get to share watches and lend each other watches, and then we get to experience stuff that I would have never thought, and brands and types of watches that I never thought I would have in my wildest dreams come across. And that's thanks to creating the channel. And I think
hmm.
if anybody out there is on the fence about creating that channel, just don't even
Go for
debate
it.
it. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, get started
yeah.
because
It's
it's a
fun,
wild ride, man. It's been a lot of fun for sure.
and it's still fun doing stuff like this. Talking watches with you and other people that I otherwise wouldn't be talking watches with, because none of my
Right.
friends are into watches.
Right.
They're
Right.
all
Yeah.
smart. They all wear Apple watches and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Design Atelier said he agrees with you, Bobby. It's hard to make original content by buying watches. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to him yet, go over and subscribe to him. He does really good work too.
Yeah.
It's
His
cool how he does the graphics on it.
design.
He does a lot of research too.
Yeah,
You
he
can
does.
tell.
He just did a G-Shock video recently, about about the new red square, I believe, and how
Mm.
um, whether it was going to be a titanium or stainless steel, and he did some really cool, like almost like investigative stuff, and then his editing and the software that he uses is
He does his
he's got
research. You
talent.
can tell.
Yeah, yeah, he's very
Yeah.
talented.
But yeah, guys, if you hadn't subscribed to Design Atelier, I definitely recommend it. Let's get him over 1,000. What are you at, Design Atelier? Are you at around 700?
I think so. Yeah,
I think
he's getting
last I
close.
saw.
He's gonna do it by like next month for
Oh
sure.
yeah, yeah. Orange Hand said it helps not to have other hobbies and interests. People freak out over the price of luxury watches, but they're affordable, even smart and financially compared to cars, bikes, boats, and even pets. That's true. Depending on what kind of cars you get into, too, though. And
And you
then,
have knives, and people collect knives, and that's pretty wild, man.
mhm.
I watch a lot of
Yeah, I've got about three or four
content,
different ones.
knife content. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Uh,
And then EDC stuff too. I started
yeah,
watching that one channel, EDC Everyday Carrier, or some
yeah.
Taylor.
Yep, yep.
He does really good work.
Best damn EDC show or something like that. That's what it's called.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
He does really good work too on his.
yeah, I got like a little flashlight on my
Yeah.
keychain now. I got the key bar to hold my keys. Um, I'm
Mm.
getting into it too.
Oh yeah. And then Design Atelier is he said he's at 704. Nice.
Awesome, man. Yeah, man.
Last count. You'll
Love
get
seeing that number go
you'll
up.
get up to work. Yeah. And then let's see. Highlight some comments, see what some people are saying down here. Let's see. He said his pet just cost him a Mega Seamaster. Ooh, sorry to hear about pet. Hopefully she's doing better. And he's talking about watches is more fun and a bit more addictive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
It's like that's why I had like having these live chats with you guys every night. Like I said, it gives us a chance to talk about, and then something I can talk about for. I never get tired of talking about.
Yep. Yes, they do. Yes,
And
they do.
then
They get very expensive.
yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what hobby you're in. Any hobby is expensive. The knives are they get really there too. Yeah,
My first Casio
Dexter
watches, yeah.
saying his age. Yeah, when G
So,
shocks, he
so
can't handle it. No squares.
no squares, huh? Okay. I bought my first. I was telling
Or
Chris, I bought my first non-square G-Shock, the Gravity Master. So that's coming in soon.
nice, nice. I've had a couple of different ones over the years. I've had different. I can't remember how many different G shocks I've had. And Desire
Hey, Mike.
68 Frogman, what's up, buddy? How you doing? I got Clive in here. What's going on, Clive? Now, Clive and Rick, if Rick's still in the chat, I don't know if they could ever go to a 3-piece collection like we're talking about, as they both got a bunch. I don't even want to go over all it's just between the two of them, but I don't know if they would be able to go down to three-piece collection or not. You think you would be able to, Clive?
I don't know if I could ever get down to a three. I know we talked about it before, but I mean, I think my sweet spot is probably 5, 6 to 8, somewhere between 5 and 8.
And Rick says no way he could do just 3. I hear you. Did we get you hooked on G stocks now too, Rick? Might be 6 here soon. But let's see.
Yeah, Lexter, go check out Topper's Jewelers. They were having some nice deal if you buy a G-Shock. You get a free Casio Stealth. So that's why I picked up I was toying with the idea of the Gravity Master, and that's why I picked it up, because for the price of the Gravity Master, you also get the Casio. So you have to go on their site, and it's one of the banners that comes across the top. So if you're interested in the Casio Gravity Master and you're on the fence, if you want a free Casio Oak with it, they're still having that offer.
Yeah, that's not bad. Because the Casio
Uh,
is what, like $100, I think.
yeah, but I mean, like, if you can get them, maybe I guess you can get them now more easily. But I'll put a link in the description. Just let me just pull it up.
Lexer's saying if you could buy only one watch, he never accepted that premise. And like I said, I mean, this is something I'm talking about right now. We don't know. Like another thing I told you about, I was toying with, because I changed my mind so many times. I was toying with just buying a whole bunch of divers because I love dive watches. But then it's like you don't want like 20 or 30 different divers on, you know what I mean? Because there's so many different divers, and there's a bunch of them. Like there's a bunch of divers too, like in the $1,000 to $2,000, $3,000 price range that are really great value for money. You can get a lot of watch for the money.
Absolutely.
And then Rick saying, "Keep going, Rob. 3, 5, 8 plus."
Yeah.
And Design Atelier is saying he loves chronos and he needs at least 2 dress watches. Then he loves bracelets and at least 1 rally strap watch. Can go down to 3. Now, see, that's one thing too, where you can like swap out bracelets. Like that's where like versatility comes, like in clutch on that. You can swap out, like a leather. Or you can put on a mesh, or you can put on any kind of different strap, whatever.
I love rally straps on chronos, or at least the chronos that I've had. I like that look.
They look really good on the timers. Which now is pretty much a strap monster too, though.
Yeah.
And then CLO 27 saying Topper Jewelers always has some nice pre-owned watches for sale. And
Yeah.
that's another thing too. We probably make another topic for another live stream too. Pre-owned is a way to go because a lot of people
Hmm.
kind of veer away from that. But like if you go somewhere like Watchbox or Crown, Crown and Caliber, somewhere like that, they
Or
usually pick up
Delray.
the pretty mint ones, yeah, or Delray, and they pick up pretty mint ones that they curate
Hmm.
themselves. And a lot of watch people are forget they're all picky like we are. They take meticulous care of their watches. I mean, not all the time, but a lot of times they're really meticulous, and you can get a really good deal. Let the other person take that hit and then buy it secondhand.
Yeah, I
Let
mean,
them take that two,
absolutely.
$3,000 hit, just like cars.
Yeah.
It's like once you buy them brand new and you drive them off the lot, they're gonna take a huge depreciation.
Yeah, it's a mix for me. Like I certainly have picked up some pretty good pre-owned and thought I've gotten
Mm-hmm.
some decent deals on pre-owned for sure. And the watches are, I mean, just as good to me. I mean, I'm not looking at them through a fine microscope, but they don't have to be perfect, you know. But if I could save like 50% on a watch that's slightly not as awesome as it was the day one, I mean, that's fine with me.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then Design Atelier is saying true, but he's so particular with straps and where they should go. He can't do rally straps on divers.
Oh, no, 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 I can't
And
do
then
that either.
Rick is saying he buys a ton of stuff pre-owned.
Yeah, that's a smart way to go. Yeah, absolutely. Can't
Yeah,
fault that
like I said,
logic.
let the other guy take the hit.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And then Blue Shirt saying David SW, David SW.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
I've looked at some of their stuff. I feel like they might be a little on the pricier side.
They are a little bit of a pricey side for sure, and I would say so is Watchbox, but I feel Watchbox leaves a
Mm-hmm.
room to negotiate. And the only reason why I think that it's not because I've had an experience, but sometimes they put their watches on eBay and they're
Mm-hmm.
like at least like $500 to $1,000 off on some of the watches that they have listed on their site. So
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like that's a clue that they're a little bit negotiable. Plus, I wouldn't. My buddy Ryan bought a big pilot from them, and he probably would honestly tell you that he didn't overpay, but he could have probably found it, less somewhere else. But
Mm-hmm.
he likes the service that you'd
Mm-hmm.
get from Watchbox and the
Which is
reliability, so
them,
that was worth it to him.
you're paying for a huge staff and all that too behind it as
Right.
well. Like they probably have like hundreds of people. I don't know. I'm only guessing, but I'm assuming they probably have like at least 100 staff or so that
Yeah,
they pay
maybe.
and keep. Because I know when I went to PA Philly, I visited. They have like 3 different locations, so they got
Yeah.
to pay for the brick and mortar stores, and they got to pay for the staff and everything else. So. And then Cameron Dean saying he can't do 3. He's unintentionally purchased watches that are great value for the money. I think starved before they stop production. Part of sex is in the hunt. It's like, yeah, I
Hmm.
do like hunting. That's part of the fun of it.
Hmm.
And that's
Absolutely.
probably part of the reason why my mind changes so much on, because I'm looking else and then I will find, another watch that I didn't even know existed before. And then I was saying that B watches on rig. Let's see. Nilo is saying he would rent watches. Well, there was that one 11 James company, I think, that had that a while back, but they ended up going bankrupt. You know what I'm talking about, Bobby?
No,
Where you
not
could
not
rent.
sure. But you can't. Yeah.
This has been a couple of years ago, I think like 2 or 3 years ago, but you could rent like Rolexes and everything else from
Mm.
them. They went like broke because I guess people weren't, of course, returning them. Like
Right.
they were probably renting them, which that's kind of not, I mean, I don't know. Like you could use a fake credit card, whatever else.
Yeah. That just seems like a
Get
bad
a
business to get into.
$100. Yeah, definitely. And then
Oh yeah, Rick, I did see
Rick
that.
on watches.
I love that Roger Dubuis that you have. I love that watch. That is awesome. And I know you
Yeah.
were talking a little bit about, you saw somebody else selling it but man, that is such a beautiful watch. Beautiful watch, man. Wow.
Yeah. He's got a killer collection, guys. Yeah,
I
let's
think like out of
see.
all the watches that I follow Rick on Instagram, like that has to be one of my favorites of his, man. I hope he keeps that one. I hope that's not part of the purge.
Mhm. And then Cameron Dean's saying he's taking a risk because some dice rolling is involved. And let's see, scroll down here. And then he said that one was actually, he said he's purchased from David SW.
Mm-hmm.
And then Atelier is saying he has 3 pre-owned: a Seiko Pope, Cardiac Tank, Vermeil, is that how you say it? And then the Speedy Mark II. I like the Speedy Mark II. These are
Yeah.
pretty cool. You don't see those too much. These are the
Yeah.
ones from what, the 70s, I think.
I don't know. Was it?
I think.
Yeah. Possibly. I'm not a speedy historian, so I'm not really.
And then Clive is saying nice. Same here.
I think he's
1969
referring
design
to.
atelier. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
David SW maybe. And then let's see. Designer atelier saying that was just bar and fine. Nice.
Very nice.
Orange Hand saying he's got the racing dial. And then we got Jorge checking in. What's going on, buddy? How you doing, Jorge? And speaking of Crown and Caliber, he just bought a Seamaster from them, I believe.
Congratulations.
And then
Yeah. It just doesn't sound like it would work.
Won't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, just too many variables in that.
Yeah.
For it to go wrong, I feel like. So it's one of his keepers.
I think he's talking about the Roger Dubuis.
And then Designer Atelier say 1969. That's for the Mark II. Okay, I thought it was 60s or 70s that those were around. As those were the ones where the chronos look a little bit different shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I remember, I can't think of it, but I think it's a little bit different than like the triangle chrono, I think. But hey, we've gone here almost starting, guys.
That flew, huh?
You guys, you about ready to call it a night, buddy? Yeah.
Yeah, I think hopefully I can get a decent night's sleep. Hopefully the boy doesn't wake up a couple times in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get some sleep, man. I appreciate you coming on tonight, Bobby. I appreciate everybody.
I love coming on, man.
For chiming in on the comments.
Yep. All right, guys.
But I guess we will see you guys next time. Appreciate you guys for all coming on. We'll catch you later.
Good night, guys. Bye.